Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing well. My name is Erik Floyd and I'm a senior in the AIM program. I am covering international financials and today I am pitching PagSeguro Digital Limited, ticker PAGS, for the Marquette International Equity Fund. Starting off, PagSeguro engages in the provision of financial technology solutions focused on micro merchants, small and medium-sized companies, and small-medium enterprises. PagSeguro's primary revenue segments are transaction activities and other services, which account for 59% of 2019 revenues, financial income, which account for 38% of 2019 revenues, and sales, which accounts for 3%. PagSeguro's business model covers multiple digital payment solutions, in-person payments through point-of-sale devices, or POS, free digital accounts, lending through prepaid debit and credit cards, and operating as an acquirer. PagSeguro operates across Brazil through PagSeguro Digital Limited and was founded in 2006 and is headquartered in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Moving on to my recommendation, PagSeguro completed their IPO in 2018 and has developed into a dominating force in the Brazilian payment services industry. Since going public, they have experienced a 3-year sales CAGR of 17%, an operating income CAGR of 24%, and have maintained their net margins between 21 and 25%. PagSeguro is the most well-known low-cost POS terminal solution provider in Brazil, and the early start of its operations with a differentiated value position drove the company to gain a share rapidly in the market. The company offers multiple segments. The first one I'll touch on is PagSeguro Ecosystem, which is a platform for clients and merchants to manage and grow their business through daily financial needs, including receiving and spending funds. The next segment I'll touch on is PagBank, which offers banking services through their mobile app, and they also offer exclusive relationships with Visa and MasterCard, providing many cards and products for clients. The third that I'll touch on is PagSeguro Digital Account, which centralizes various cash-in options, functionalities, services, and cash-out options in one ecosystem. Additionally, they offer many business management solutions for clients and merchants. This includes many back-office solutions for business management and point-of-sale devices for in-person payment activities. Reinforcing their mainstream market advantage and product quality for merchants, they are continuing to move laterally through acquisitions of companies like Zygo and Wirecard MLP, which will take place in Q3 of 2020. These acquisitions recently have resulted in an additional 200K clients through e-commerce sites and marketplaces, and an increased $950 million in total payment volume, or TPV, revenues. The diversification of payments and e-commerce will provide PagSeguro an offset to the virus-driven cyclical downturn and conversely help increase their market share. Aside from the upcoming competitive environment arising in the industry, PagSeguro is strategically positioned with a stable client profile, higher brand awareness, and low acquisition costs due to its fully digital distribution model. Looking at their strategic advantages, they have a strong outlook in Brazilian TPV and consumer spending. They have sizable growth through their PagBank division and lateral movement into online TPV and e-commerce through acquisitions. Moving on to my price target, it is recommended that PagSeguro Digital Limited be added to the AIM International Equity Fund with a price target of $49.01, representing a potential upside of over 39%. Moving on to my first driver, the strong TPV market in Brazil. The Brazilian market is a significant lever for growth in the digital payment services industry, which PAGS will directly benefit from. Most of the country's main source of commerce is still through cash, and there has been many competitors that have recently opened up that offer payment services solutions, and it's quickly growing. The Brazilian TPV is expected to grow at a CAGR of 18.4% from 2020 to 2024, which the firm is already capitalized on, with TPV up 51% year over year in August 2020, even amidst the coronavirus. In 2Q 2020, PagSeguro presented a total TPV of at $5.6 billion, representing a faster growth amidst the virus that is mostly attributable to the strong pace of net adds, which is around 300,000, exposure to micro merchants during their recoveries, and an accelerated TPV recovery of 11% in the second quarter of 2020. In conclusion, the short-term manageability amidst the crisis will allow PagSeguro to continue to grow TPV and revenues upwards of 34% in 2021 and 2022, resulting in a 30% increase in EPS in 2021. Moving on to my second driver, PagBank. PagSeguro's banking app focuses on debt and credit lending, online banking, and other banking services. This allows them to have advantage to capitalize on interchange fees, lending, transaction fees, and health and microinsurance offerings. The non-acquiring TPV services reached over $2 billion in the second quarter of 2020, representing a growth of 168% year over year. The PagBank platform has recently added 1.2 net active users, which represents a 252% year-over-year growth, resulting in a total of 5.8 million active users in the second quarter of 2020. Since its inception, there has been 21.6 million downloads, and this has led to increase the product consumption over 36% in growth. An increased product offering and growing user base will significantly impact revenues, as merchants adding 3 products increases revenues by 50%, and merchants that add 5 products increase revenues by 108%. On the right, you'll see an example of the different product offerings that have been increasing over the years, whether it's for merchants or for clients through PagBanking. Given the increased usage and product obtainment from merchants, PagBank is worth 7% of PagSeguro's revenues and is expected by management to grow upwards of 30% in 5 years. This growth will contribute to higher net margins above 25% and will limit operating leverage in the short term. Moving on to my third driver, online acquisition targets. PagSeguro has begun a stage of lateral growth through acquisitions in the online and payment processing industry, growing their e-commerce platform. On the right is an example of what a PagSeguro digital account looks like, showing the multiple streams of revenues and offerings that they offer towards clients and merchants. With these acquisitions, it will be increased through multiple levels, with first touching on Zygo, which is a multi-sided loyalty and customer relationship management platform, which will allow merchants to develop their own loyalty programs and marketing automation initiatives. In addition to this, they're also acquiring Wirecard Brazil, or Wirecard MOP, by the end of the year in 2020, and this is a platform with the most complete online payments in Brazil. The acquisition will bring advantages in e-commerce, recurrence, split payments, and anti-fraud screening, increasing incremental TPV significantly. With the addition of these services through the acquisitions just in 2020, online TPV has grown 121% year over year, and the number of software subscribers has increased over 300,000, resulting in about a 267% year-over-year growth. Leveraging these business models, these acquisitions will start layering into 4Q 2020, with Wirecard alone forecasted to add $950 million in revenues and EBITDA growth of 18%. Moving on to my valuation, a price target was reached of $49.01, representing an upside of 39%. In doing this, I constructed a 5-year DCF model with a terminal growth rate of 2% and a WACC of 7.05%, reaching an intrinsic value of $48.99. An important flag to note on this is to mitigate currency risk. I took the exchange futures of the Brazilian real to the US dollars and used that to discount an addition into my free cash flow outputs. This was weighted 70%. I used a PE multiple valuation of 2019 EPS for 79 cents and an average peer multiple of 46.58x to reach an intrinsic value of 36.7. In addition to this, I did an EV to EBITDA multiple valuation using a blended peer EV to EBITDA of 42.88x, resulting in an intrinsic value of $61.45. These were weighted 70%, 15%, and 15%. On the right is a summary of my valuation with the sensitivity analysis below and the peer valuation on the bottom right of the screen. Touching on my risks, fierce competition in POS products. Although they have a strong market reputation for their lower acquisition cost strategy, if there is increased competition, they could see a negative impact to their market share and revenue. Secondly, talking about the prolonged virus threats, although they are operating very efficiently through their exposure to micro merchants and e-commerce transactions, if businesses begin to slow sales and activities, this could negatively impact their revenues and bottom line. Thirdly, if there are increased regulations to fintech and payment processing in the Brazilian economy, this could negatively affect their operations and revenues. Touching on management, Luis Frias is the chairman and CEO of PagSeguro. He has been with the company since 2017 and is previously the founder of Universo Online SA and also served as the CEO of 4 other companies. Eduardo Alcaro is the board director and chief financial and accounting officer of PagSeguro. He has been with the company since 2017 and previously served as the chief financial officer of Universo Online SA and also has an extensive background in auditing and corporate finance. In conclusion, with PagSeguro being the most well-known low-cost POS terminal solution provider in Brazil, their differentiated value proposition has resulted in a rapid market share gain, immense growth in product offerings and revenues, and very efficient operations and margins that will continue to grow substantially in the coming years. Due to the strong outlook in Brazilian TPV and consumer spending, sizable growth through the PagBank division, and lateral movement into online TPV and e-commerce through acquisitions, it is recommended that PagSeguro Digital Limited be added to the AIM International Equity Fund with a price target of $49.01, representing a potential upside of over 39%.